All right, hello boys, welcome back to another video. Here we're talking about Glastrier and Spectrier, the two brand new horses that have come out within Sword and Shield's Crown Tundra DLC. Both these horses are phenomenal, and we're just gonna break down on what is the better of the two. Slap a like, subscribe. We usually do a lot of videos like these. I will leave those videos in the description and also on the cards tab top right. We're just gonna get right in with it. The debunked theory that I will break down, because I always break these down and I look at it as objectively as possible to see which truly is the best of the two. Now, we're going to talk about the ice one first. I chose the ghost one, so I actually want to look into the ice one first, right? And I do know a lot about the ice one, but I want to discuss about the ice one first. You know, Glastrier, Glastrier, a little help with pronunciation there. Chilling Nay, they think is a jacked powerhouse, dude. It's literally Moxie, but rebranded. So it's kind of like when Solgaleo and Lunala got rebranded Clear Body and Multiscale. It's literally that, utters a chilling neigh, which boosts its attack stats. Actually really cool. So the noise that it makes actually gives it a stat boost every time. So it's actually pretty cool. Now, if they had mons like Soundproof to disable this, that would be absolutely insane. Because horses make sounds by neighing, right? So that'd be insane if Soundproof could just completely disable it, right? But this thing's stats are absolutely insane. 100 HP, 145 and 130 in attack and defense. Absolutely insane. The bulk is just insane. I've seen this guy live close combats. I've seen this guy live flamethrowers. I've seen him live fire blasts. Like, it's actually insane. Like, he's breaking the rules of what an ice type really is. Because ice type, if you did not know, is the worst typing in the game defensively. It truly is the worst typing in the game defensively. Everybody knows this, right? No brainer. So there's pros and cons to this guy, right? So 65 initial attack, that's a con, but nobody cares, right? You're never gonna click that. You have 145 attack. You don't need to click that at all. 110 in speed def and 130 in speed. So the speed is the only thing that kind of ruins this guy. We're gonna talk about the speed a lot, but the speed is just truly a large thing that really just brings this guy down. You genuinely hate to see it. Looking at his resistances as well too, he's only resistant to himself, and he's got 4 weaknesses being fire, rock, steel, and fighting. It's extremely a shame rocks being super big in the meta with stealth rock. Sure, they got nerfed at heavy duty boots, but it's still an obnoxious thing. There's still Stone Edge, a bunch of mons got Rock Blast. Fire is actually a little annoying now because everyone in the mother learns Mystical Fire now. Same with fighting, everyone in the mother learns Close Combat now. And then there's Steel, so big threats like Magnezone just deal an insane amount of damage, you know what I mean? Even the upcoming Soul Seal, upcoming Kartana, but that 130 defense, he's guaranteed to take a hit. Slap an Avalanche, because this guy's actually an Avalanche god. He literally is like the best Avalanche user in the game, dude. It's crazy. People really use Avalanche more, or at least I'd like to hope, right? Using Avalanche more than Ice Ghost Spear and Ice Ghost Crash, because you take a hit, you do double the damage. Avalanche is great. We'll talk about Avalanche later, but typing wise, not the best. Stat wise, god tier, but the speed, and that speed is actually going to hold him back from being god tier to just being good. I think this guy's good. He's really being held up from god tier because of that speed. Probably sleeping on him, but I mean, again, like I said, all his stats are literally flawless. This is an insane mon. If they changed the typing to anything else, if it was dark, if it was like ghost, if it was fairy, this thing would actually be busted, dude. We'll go into a little more here, though. His moves by learn set, though. Look at the variety of moves he can learn. He gets SD, Aso Crash. Those are the big two. Double kick, no. No, absolutely not, dude. Thrash, nah. Iron Defense, sure, right? Some niche stuff. You know, I'll be able to take some insane stuff for draft. Maybe for some niche stuff, be niche, right? Level up, not really the best level up learn set. Like, you're like, his very last movie learns his Swords Dance, which is kind of cringe. Not really sure why, but it gets Ice Crash kind of early, so that's something, right? Moves learned by TM, pretty solid if I say the least. He gets Ice Ghost Spear and Avalanche, which is huge. And I talk about Avalanche a lot. You're probably wondering if it's a base 60 move, Nexus. Why are you talking about this? Ice Crash is base 85 and has a chance to flinch. Ice Ghost Spear is a multi-hit move, and it's 100 accuracy. Why would you ever run Avalanche over this? Well, Avalanche is a great move for this guy because the power actually doubles if he takes damage first, and this guy's got base 30 speed. He will always take damage first, and regardless, it's damage regardless. It has nothing to do with physical damage or special. It's obviously -4 priority as well too, but it is just it's a great move for him because the power doubles. So in reality, you're really using a base 120 move, so which is just better than what Iso Crash with 85 and Iso Spear, which you do the math, you land all 5, you're out of this world. But you get what I mean, dude? It's honestly not a bad move for him. I think it's great, if anything. For the longest time, I was like, maybe Avalanche isn't the best thing, but then I looked into it and then actually tried it myself. It's actually pretty good running Avalanche on this guy. He's got the bulk to be able to take a hit guaranteed, take multiple hits guaranteed. He gets 3 killed by Flamethrower on a Clefable, as well as a Dragon Bolt as well, too. So it's just, there's a slight chance of 2 kill from a Dragon Bolt with a Flamethrower, Fire Blast, but Fire Blast, I'm sure is a 2 kill, but it's the fact that he lives one of these, you know what I mean? You guaranteed take a hit from your biggest threats, your biggest enemies. You deal double the damage back with Avalanche. That's not including the band. That's not including stab. The multiplier is you have the band boost, choice band boost, life orb boost. You have the stab boost, and you have the power being doubled boost. That's 3 multipliers you're using on this guy, and that makes it just incredibly powerful. Looking at the absolute max 427. This guy's hitting harder than Pseudomons. Guy hits harder than Dragonite, Salamence, Chomp. Like, he hits harder than all these mons, dude. This guy's actually insane. But like I said, Avalanche is pretty good for him. He gets Bulldoze, Smart Strike, and Subotainer, which is not bad as well. Those are very, very nice. Payback, I've also seen people run Payback just because, again, you're always getting the double damage with this guy. So, you know, some niche. You really would just kind of run Crunch on this guy because he does run Crunch in the TR here, but you know, Payback, short, you know, take double the damage back. It's kind of like Avalanche, except not stab. So it's a base 100 dark move, but it's not really stab, or it's a base 120, not including stab. So it's crazy, you know what I mean? So if you want to, sure. For whatever reason, all these horses are in Mudshot too. It's just weird, I don't know. Facade could be cool too if you want to avoid getting burned. Like, just stop Facade. I don't know, it could be something cool, right? Unfortunately, the only tutor move he learns is Lash Out. I kind of wish he would get other stuff. It's a massive shame that Lash Out is the only move he gets. It's a brand new move that came in Isle Armor. As you can see, Lash Out vented for precision to a target. If the stats are lowered during the turn, the power of this move is doubled. So if you get intimidated, power is doubled. They get Spadef drop on Psychic, power is doubled, or Shadow Ball, power is doubled. You know, like stuff like that. But I don't know, man. It's very niche, and you'd rather just want consistent damage like Crunch, which is consistent 80, which is better than running a niche 75. It's very niche, you know what I mean? Plus, you have the chance to also drop defense with Crunch, which is just, it's just great. And it's just great. 20% as well, too. It's generally just not bad at all, dude. Solid move, to say the least. Solid move. But he gets Crunch as well. Outrage. He gets Body Slam. Mega Horn, Superpower, Close Combat, Heavy Slam, High Horse, Throat Chop, Body Press. He gets great moves by TR. So the guy's move pool is honestly phenomenal. Most of the things that actually stop his Ice Stab are things being like Steel types, and he learns all the ground and dark moves, or the ground and fight moves that he needs. It's just phenomenal. It's great. You know what I mean, dude? You'll love to see it. Water Pokemon as well, too. Again, you can run your fighting moves. You can run your ground moves. If he got Wild Charge, that would be insane. I actually don't know why he doesn't get Wild Charge. A lot of the horses do actually get Wild Charge. I know Arcanine is not a horse, but he also gets Wild Charge. I'm kind of looking at it as a grand scheme of these big 4-legged guys get Wild Charge, and for whatever reason, this horse does not. Now, if he did get it, that would actually be insane. That would be pretty impressive. Same as that Headbutt, that'd be pretty pog too, but I mean, he doesn't really need that because you can just kind of run your Ice Spam, and things that stop your Ice Spam, you actually learn. Things like fighting moves and ground moves. So there's that. That's pretty pog. All in all, this one is genuinely not bad. Don't let anyone tell you it's a bad mon. It's genuinely not bad. The only thing that holds this guy back is that speed stat. That is the only thing that holds him back. You look at the ice types that are crazy powerful. You got Darmanitan, Weavile, Mamoswine, which Mamoswine's kind of getting a little power creep, speed creep now. But like I said, mons around there, even Kieran Black, very fast ice types that hit really hard. You have mons that are bulky ice types, kind of like Aurorus, kind of like Avalugg. Avalugg has actually been pretty good this meta. He's been jumping up because of body press, but things like that, like Aurorus, even what's a great example, like Abomasnow, where these are bulky, slow ice types. Not that good. They're great offensively, terrible defensively because they just don't get the opportunity to use their moves. Now you could run Trick Room, but again, Trick Room is very niche. It's just really niche. So he's a powerhouse on Trick Room, obviously, right, when you look at that speed set, but he's very niche. His speed set is the exact same as Slowbro, so not good speed, not good speed. Looking at his brother though, Spectrier, my personal favorite of the two. I actually chose this one because it looks cool. It's edgy. I gotta love my edgy stuff. It's a ghost type as well too. One of my favorite typings in the game. Also, one of the best typings in the game. Fun fact, if you did not know that. The only thing that stops ghost typing is normal and dark. That's really it. Nothing stops ghost typing in the game outside of that. It's just free damage. It's free neutral damage, and it is beautiful. Ghost typing will prevail eventually. Ghost spam is even great. I've seen people run ghost spam with like Gengar, Aegislash, and Dragapult. Like, ghost spam is great because, dude, ghost is just free. You do damage on everything free, dude. If they don't resist, you're done. You're good. And nothing really resists ghost. There is no such thing as a resistant of ghost that's not a dark type. That's it. Like, it's super effective against itself. The only resistance is dark, and fighting is immune, so, or normal is immune. But look at this guy. His stats are great. Grimnay, if you obviously have not gotten it now, guys, it is literally chilling Nay, but special. So it's kind of like Magirna's Soul Heart, which is very pog. Special Moxie, very, very cool. Very cool. He's got insane stats. Honestly, I'd argue better stats because you don't really need bulk. If a mon is crazy fast, that it's crazy hard, and you have at least solid bulk with 100 HP, you are fantastic. That is chef's kiss. Beautiful. That's all you really need. You don't need these stats. I mean, obviously these stats are god tier, right? They're great. But me personally, when it comes to like the formula of a really legendary powerful mon, you really don't need bulk. Obviously, you don't want to be a glass cannon either, and this thing really isn't a glass cannon. Outside of its Fizz Def, it will die to a knockoff any day. But Shadow Sneak from Aegislash Mimikyu definitely hurts the thing as well too. Sucker Punch from Bisharp Grimmsnarl definitely hurts the thing as well too. But that's not the point, right? It's obviously going to be taking some special moves. I've seen the thing choose special moves because of how bulky it actually is on Spadef. 80 Spadef with 100 HP is actually fantastic. 130 speed at 145 special attack. This thing is outpacing so many mons in the meta, dude. Actually, I think the only thing that outpaces is like Dragapult and Zero Aura. And will obviously speed boost Blaziken, but he's cheating. But like I said, like this thing is outspeeding damn near everything in the game, dude. It's actually insane. Like this thing is so unbelievably fast, dude. It is just, it's crazy, dude. It is crazy. And it's got two immunities, being normal and fighting, which is fantastic. Normal, not really been that common lately. Not really. But fighting should be getting a lot more popular because again, everyone's learning close combat. So you are just immune to one of the best offensive typings in the game. You are just straight up immune to. You resist poison and bug, two typings that have been getting buffed for the past two generations, Gen 7 and Gen 8. They've been straight getting buffed. Good poison types have been getting, good bug types have been getting. We need more good poison types though, but slowly but surely, you know what I mean? Slowly, mainly bug. Like a bunch of mons got first impression, and Durant is a goat now, but you know. So it's great that you actually resist both those two. It's awesome. And then obviously the only thing that it's super effective against is, or it's effective against it, is Ghost and Dark. So it's weak to itself and Dark typing. A little unfortunate with the Dark type because again, a bunch of mons got knockoff, but it's okay. You can make do with it, right? So you're wondering, how does it get worse? How does this thing actually get worse, right? Genuinely, I would like to know, right? Well, if you scroll down here and you look at its move pool, it is actual garbage. This thing has absolutely no coverage at all. It is easily one of the worst mons with coverage like ever. I'm not even kidding. Like, its coverage is actual garbo. It gets Nasty Ball, which is god tier. Disable's actually not bad too. Shadow Ball and Hex are probably the best moves it gets. I mean, Haze could be niche, but it kind of depends on what you want to do with it. Maybe in draft it'll be better. Haze and Confuse might be better in draft. Some cancer stuff with sub-Confuse Ray Hex and Haze, dude. Boy, you nasty. Or like, instead of Haze, just Nasty Plot sub-Hex. Dude, you nasty. It gets Willow too, but yeah, it's level up really not that good. I mean, look at it. It gets Double Kick. That is the only thing that it does to touch dark types. So it gets hard walled by like Tyranitar, Grimmsnarl, even Umbreon. Like it is just hard walled by these mons. You got moves learned by TM as well too. You think it would get better? It gets Willows, which is god tier, really good. But that's about it. I mean, you could do Snarl too for some cheese stuff, but that's about it. Unfortunately, it does not get Earth Power. It does not get Focus Blast. It does not get Aura Sphere. None of that stuff. It gets Psycho Cut and Bulldoze and Stomping Tantrum. I get it, right? I get it. A horse is a very physically aggro mon. I get what they were going for, right? I get it. Believe me, Game Freak, I get it. Horses are just very aggro, very physical. I get it. But when you're going to make a ghost spirit horse, you don't really gotta make it aggro physically. You know what I mean? It's a spirit, dude. You can make it like, you know what I mean? I mean, obviously, just want to be absolutely broken. All they need to do is give a Dazzling Gleam, and it breaks the game. I'm not even kidding. That's the only move it really needs. You give it Dazzling Gleam, and it breaks the game. Then it can touch things like Tyranitar, Bisharp, Grim, Umbreon, stuff like that. It's just body stand at that point. You know what I mean? That's all it really needs. You don't need anything else but Dazzling Gleam in this mon. But it doesn't get any of that. As you can see, the best thing it actually gets out of its TMs is like Willow, Hex, which, I mean, it already gets my level up. And I've seen people run Mudshot. I've seen people run Specs Mudshot just to body Tyranitar. But it's weird, right? It's very niche. Mudshot's very niche. But it's weird that some people have actually tried that, right? It's very weird. And Swift, dude, Swift. Oh my God, man. Obviously, its only move to is Lash Out. It's very unfortunate. It's TRs. It gets Shadow Ball, which is God tier. It gets Calm Out, which is God tier. Dark Ball's God tier. That's about it. That's about it. You could do some cheese stuff with Uproar, but nope. Nope, you don't really need to. So this thing's move pool is actual garbage, but here's the thing, right? Now going into these two and who's the better of the two, going into it now, guys. So while this thing's move pool is actual garbage, here's the thing. You're not playing 1v1. And I think a lot of people forget to talk about this at Pokemon. You are not playing 1v1. You are playing 6v6, right? If this thing is obviously hard-walled, like I said, by like Tyranitar, by like Umbreon, people are running Urshifu Dark mode. Forget the Dark style, whatever the one it's actually called. They're running the Fighting Dark Urshifu to go with this mod because they just go great in hand, dude, right? Like, if somebody's running another Spectrier, you run Urshifu, boom, he actually helps you out. You are great, dude. You are great. You know what I mean? You run the Dark Urshifu, you take a Shadow Ball because it actually gets walled by Dark Urshifu. Crazy, right? It gets walled by Dark Urshifu. Dark Urshifu walls the crap out of it, right? Boom. So, and Dark Urshifu actually is a great check and counter to this thing. It's fantastic, dude. It's actually fantastic. He's starting to be like more popular in the meta again, even though Tapu Lele and Coco are here. He's actually starting to jump up more in the meta because of this thing. So, but no, this thing is actually a cheater. It doesn't really matter if it's move pool's actual garbage because Ghost Type, like I said earlier, guys, is so good offensively that if you are walled by very few mons, like I named the big ones being like Titar, Umbreon, Grimmstar, or Urshifu, all you need to do is run Urshifu himself with this thing or any viably strong fighting type, and you are set. Obviously, the thing is not going to body an entire team. That's a lie. It will body an entire team. I've done it myself. I've seen people do it. I've done it in high ladder. People have done it in high ladder. It actually happens, right? Like, yes, its move pool's garbage. Yes, it's walled by dark types, but at least it learns Dark Pulse, right? So at least you are able to touch normal types, but nobody's really running a normal type. So you don't really have to worry about a normal type, dude. Like, I can't even name you... What's a normal type? I can't even name you a normal type off the top of my head that people are running. I'm trying to think. No, I can't. I can't. I really just can't. Blissey? But, I mean, just click Dark Pulse, you know what I mean? Flinch it, and you get a +1 every single time. So this thing is going to be ignoring its resistances, but you think it's a +1 every single time. So it will probably, like, 2-shot, 3-shot most of the things that stop it. And if it doesn't, you just go out to an Urshifu, and you body your T-Tars. You body your Grimmstars. You know what I mean, dude? Like, boom. You got a Magnezone, boom. What's Grimmsnarl then? You know what I mean, dude? Like, it just truly comes down to running things that go well with this guy in order to stop its weaknesses. But its weaknesses are very, very few and very little that you really just want to run one mon for it, and that's why Urshifu's so great with it. So yes, obviously you haven't gotten it right now between better than two. Spectrier is just way better, and I actually mean way better. Like, there's a big gap between the two. Spectrier is actually busted. Versus this one, which is actually good too. I don't even think this guy's bad. He's actually good too, Glastrier, but his speed stat really just ruins everything. You can run it Assault Vest, you can run it Choice Band, but it doesn't really matter because you gotta get that opportunity, you know what I mean? This guy's really here to be popping walls, that's really it. Versus this one is here to pop everything in the game. Versus this guy, he just pops walls. You run Blissey, you run Corviknight, you run Pex. These guys will be doing a lot of damage to those guys. But you run all those guys, plus more, like Dragapult, Zero Aura, Rillaboom, big threats that this guy's going to be able to take out. Boom. Nobody safely switches into this guy outside of the few mons that are named off of. And even then, you can play around it, dude. I've seen people beat Grimmsnarls with Sub-Willow Hex. Sub-Willow Hex is actually phenomenal, which if you don't know what a Hex does, the power doubles to 130 if they have a status on them. So burn, poison, paralysis, asleep, frozen. Mwah! Beautiful, dude. Actually beautiful. So that's why people are running Hex on it over Shadow Ball. While Shadow Ball is actually base 80 and this is base 65. Like I said, if it's doubled, it's 130. So it's actually stronger than Shadow Ball. But there's some pros for Shadow Ball as well too. If you get the Spadef drop, plus your Life Orb, plus, you know, obviously your Grimming, then you will deal somewhat equal damage, maybe a little more. But again, Hex is just more consistent, stronger damage if they're burned. And it's also helping out the entire team because if a threat across from you was burned, it's not only good for Spectrier, but it's good for everyone in the team because the guy's damage has been brought down. So something like a Lando T, you burn it, the damage is brought down. So it's beautiful for the entire team. But TLDR, guys, Spectrier is the better of the two. The thing is an absolute monster. It is a beast. It is absolutely busted. If they actually gave this guy better moves, he goes straight to Ubers. I'm not even kidding. I wouldn't even be surprised if some people contemplate banning him to Ubers. But for now, it's too early to tell. This guy's an absolute powerhouse, a demon, a beast. He's my favorite of the two as well, too. So, yeah, guys, you let me know what you think of this video. Did you like it? Something like if you did. I'm obviously doing another one of the Reggies. So if you get 1,000 likes, the one with the Reggies will come out very soon. But yeah, Glastrier fans, I'm sorry. He's still good, just not as good as this guy. Big gap. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe for more Crown Tundra, and I'll see you guys in the next one.